We're all traveling through time together, every day of our lives. This is Sidetracked.
Sidetrack, we're getting sidetracked. Yes, we're getting sidetracked.
What were we talking about?
Yung podcast.
Wait, are we recording already?
Yeah, we were just about to start.
Should we start that again?
Again?
Nah, it's fine. Side.
Tracked?
Where? Hello. I feel like I say the same tone again and again. Hi, I'm Bree.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Lila.
So, welcome to another episode of Sidetracked. We're going to be discussing my favorite rom com about time. And yes, I do have a favorite rom com, despite it not being my favorite genre. Um, so, About Time is about this guy named Tim, and he finds out that the men in his family can time travel. So, the whole movie is just him trying to improve his life and discovering that he can't fix everything with the time travel thing. So before we head on to the discussion part, I want to ask something sa inyo.
Yeah,
If you had the ability to time travel without worrying about the butterfly effect, where would you go?
I'm gonna. This is a very negative thing to say. Can I say it?
Sure.
I'm gonna go back to the past, like make sure I don't exist.
You have to
Oh
be
god,
there
that's so
though.
dark. Yeah, you have to
Well,
be
like I need.
there.
I'm gonna whisper. Like
Huwag kang lumabas.
guys, maybe abortion is right.
I don't think that's possible though, because when you go back to like who you were in the past.
Mm,
Gets?
yeah.
So at most, you'll go back to being a fetus.
Hindi tayo
At
lalabas.
most.
Then I'll kill myself in the womb.
Oh god.
I can choke myself with the umbilical board.
Bored?
Cord.
Bored?
Bored!
Umbilical cord.
Kanina ka pa.
Sorry.
Ikaw, Lila.
um, do I even want to go back? I don't think I want to go back to
I have a note
anywhere.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say it?
Yeah, sure.
I want to point out, like, imagine having to, like, travel back in time and having to go through the days again.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing. Like, would I want to re-experience my trauma?
I mean, I understand that they, like, go back to, like, the closet thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Go
then,
back to the closet.
Let's not
Fun.
do that.
but, like, I don't know, kasi 'di ba Tim has that scene where like his dad was like like telling him na you experience like the days like twice or something, like first when
Oh,
you're
that's nearing the ending.
yeah. And then like I was just imagining it like having to go through the days again, like continuously doing it again and again. I get it, it's to like see the beauty in life and shit
Though he
like that.
did say na there are some days na he doesn't repeat.
Yeah, pero kasi parang, I don't know, I feel like every day, I can't choose a day where I want to repeat it again. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
it's probably just my life. That's
It's
saying
just
a
too
lot.
exhausting.
Yeah, it's just too exhausting. I I feel like I don't want to travel in time back in the past, but I would want to travel in the future.
Same.
Mm.
Same.
I want to see if I'm fucking rich.
Like,
Have I
is my
stopped
life better?
working? Yeah.
Is my life better? Like,
Can,
what will happen? Like, has the podcast blown up? Like, in a bad way or in a good way? Alam mo yun?
I just want to know if I would have time for myself where I'm actually just
Finally, yeah.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Instead of like being exhausted every single day.
Yeah. I I remember kasi okay, I'm gonna go back to like I'm bringing up K-pop again. But Suchita,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Diba at the end of each episode, I haven't watched Suchita in a while because don't have time. But at the end of each episode, diba, Yoongi asks if you could travel in time, past
Mm.
or present, what would you do? And I thought about that, and I keep thinking I would rather go to the future
Mm.
Yeah.
just to see how like. I don't even have to change anything. Like I don't even have to control it. I just want to
Mm.
see. Like, would I die happy? Am I gonna die early? You ganon.
Am I
yung
finally a trophy wife?
yung ganon. Like, yun yung gusto kong gawin rather than go back to the past. Because, frankly, there's no moment in the past ever that I
Mhm.
would go back to. Like, at least, alam mo yung parang big events.
Yeah.
At most, I would probably go back to, like, my first year in college and try to
Mhm.
do better in my studies just to see what will happen to me if I do become a doctor.
Mm.
But I feel like I would choose pa din to go back to like what my life is now.
Yeah.
I
So
think
yeah.
as well, if I do go back in time, I'd probably kind of like Tim do things differently with like the regrets that I have, because I have piled up a lot of regrets in my life,
Mm.
Same. Yeah.
and I kind of just want to change it. And I know you said that we shouldn't worry about the butterfly effect and stuff, but if we do have to think of the butterfly effect, I want to see how my regrets will change
Mm.
if I did it, if I did things differently, because I have a lot of regrets in my life.
Yeah.
Big regrets would probably be the ones with my ex,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
or the ones that I've done, parang decisions that I have in my life, like in careers and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
parang, how different would I be if I didn't do the things that I regret the most? Or
Mhm.
like,
Same.
I could go back in time and tell past Brie to not take a certain job that involves a year-end party. So it's like those little things. Like, it doesn't have to be the big regrets that I have. I do have the small regret, again, of doing something for a specific year-end party. So parang yun lang ano, pero would I want to experience those days again? Parang removing the fact that we could go back, 'di ba? When we go back to in time, parang pwede ka rin
To the
bumalik
present.
to the present agad. Parang disregarding that fact for a minute, if I have to live through the days again just so I could go back in time and change my regrets, I probably wouldn't do it. I feel like
That's
it's
too
not worth
bothersome.
it.
Yeah, that's too
Yeah.
bothersome.
Yeah. It's like, that's too much. No, no, thank you. Not only am I lazy, but I also don't want to experience the same feelings again, even if there is a possibility that it will be a different type of feeling. But like, nope, nope. I'm already this is a bit too red flaggy for all the therapists out there, but I'm already too tired of life. So why do you want me
Mm.
to experience the days again?
Yeah. Same.
Mm.
Right?
Same. Especially since our everyday lives, I can say this
Exhausting.
confidently. It's more, I mean, everyone's lives is exhausting, but it's more turbulent than an average
Mm.
person,
Yeah.
right?
Parang
Considering our family lives. And like I don't want to relive that, especially like the major trauma
I don't
that
want
I've
to
had.
like relive my breakdowns as well. Like,
Yeah, that too.
I've already wanted to escape. And now I have to go back again and experience the same thing. Like, nah.
Imagine going back to 2020.
Oh no. No, 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 no,
Jesus fuck.
no.
No,
I
thank
mean,
you.
like 2020 isn't even my worst year. So like having to go back in time
Yeah.
to like my worst year, just so I could change a little thing. Nah, I'd live with the regret. I've been living with the regret anyway, so
Yeah. See, I have the same answer as Brie. Nah, if I do go back, it's mostly to just change the regrets because I also have a number of regrets. Like with my
Mm.
ex, my studies. with my career, the
Mhm.
choices I've made to get here to where I am right now. Like I regret my the thing that I studied. I regret it a lot. So like I regret a lot of friendships as
Mhm.
well. Yung mga ganun. But
Yeah.
all in all, I would not choose to travel back in time.
Mm.
I would prefer to jump forward. At least alam mo yung parang is where my life is now. I want to see how my future is going to look like with like what I'm
Yeah.
doing right now. And then see the
If it's
alternate
bleak,
reality. Yeah,
if
if
it's
it's bleak,
bleak, let's go back.
yeah, let's go back and then let's change our ways. Parang ganon. So like I have the chance to prepare myself that oh, it's gonna be a depressing day or it's gonna be a depressing future if I continue doing what I am doing. Then let's change it. Alam mo yun? Or
Mhm.
am I doing things right now? Na I
Mhm.
don't have to change anything kasi it's gonna be okay. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Like I also wish I alam mo parang I was brave enough to like explore my interests back in the day. So I want to see if I do it now, is it worth it?
Mm.
Alam mo yun? Because I don't want to go back to the
Trial and
past.
error.
Trial and error. Like if I do things now, like right now at this age, anong mangyayari in the future? That's what I want to know. So is it worth it? Like is it worth it to pursue a writing career? Is it worth it to pursue a YouTuber career?
Mhm.
Yung ganon. Yeah, puro ganun lang. Is it worth it to get married? Am I
Mm.
gonna be happy in my marriage? Yung ganon. If I do get married, parang yeah, like those stuff.
Little things.
Yeah, I prefer to be future focused than go back and like change things in the past because I'm gonna end up overly obsessing and
Mm.
overly perfecting everything. Parang ganon.
Well, for me, the first thought that came into mind was I'd go back to 2015, first day of college, and and just not interact with that friend group.
Oh
I
my
I
god.
don't think they're part of my growth. They made my mental health worse. And regardless of whether or not I interact with them, I'd still be friends with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. And
that's
I
where
feel
I'll
like
go back.
I feel like if you do that, that it's gonna be a domino effect for me.
Hmm. It's
Cause
gonna make your life better.
yeah, I became friends with them because we were friends.
Yeah,
So
it's better for everyone's mental health.
to
I
be
keep
away from that group.
thinking about that, like whether or not I should go. If one of my regrets is being friends with them, because I did like my old friend group,
Hmm.
except for a certain Stinky,
Yeah,
but
I think the only problem with that friend group is the mabaho guy.
I think, to be
So
honest, like my regret would probably be the fact that we befriended him in the first place. Because technically speaking, that was my fault. I admit that
where?
now. Yeah, because I was the one who introduced him to the friend group. So siguro yun yung regrets ko in life. Dun sa friend group na yun. Pero I feel like if I did that, if I changed that fact, I'd still be friends with them now.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably wouldn't be as open, I guess. Because we really don't have that much in common, to be honest. I feel like
Mm.
right now, as like working and stuff, I'd probably be closer to my high school friends. Like yung high school friends ko yung lagi kong kausap. Pero minsan-minsan ko lang kakausapin yung tropang yun.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Parang hindi yung tulad nyo na I still talk to even after graduation. I feel
Yeah.
like we wouldn't be as talking as much kasi they aren't as big in chatting as well.
Mm.
Hindi
Mhm.
rin ako pala chat. So parang wala kaming since wala na nga kaming anything in common, hindi na lang kami mag-uusap. Parang ganun. I probably wouldn't be friends with you guys as well.
Mm.
Parang siguro sila Mafi and Booze,
Mm-hmm.
but not that close. Parang kasi may times kasi na nagiging sumasama siya sa tropa namin.
Wait, and then we'd still be friends.
Yeah,
Because my first friend is Muffy.
I'd probably still talk to you guys, pero we wouldn't be
As close.
parang we won't talk.
Mm.
Parang
Why
after
is that?
graduation. Kasi parang minsan-minsan lang kasi kami minsan-minsan lang nagma-match yung tropa ni La Mafi sa tropa namin. So, after graduation, we probably wouldn't be talking anymore.
Mm.
Diba?
Mm,
So, I think I wouldn't change that regret
mm.
because the butterfly
For
effect is too
for us
much.
kasi, sa amin ni Kay, I feel like it's gonna be fine because Kay, I know for a fact Kay will still end up in Mafi's friend group.
Yeah.
And since
Mhm.
by extension I'm friends with Kay, I'm gonna be dragged in.
Mhm.
Mm.
I
So
drag you in everywhere. So
yeah, that's true. Kay does drag me everywhere.
you're my emotional support.
Exactly. So wherever Kay is, I'm there. You can expect to see me.
Carpool Tales. Hello, everybody. This is Carpool Tales with Bree. And to continue off from our first kiss story, if you don't know about the first kiss story, then I highly suggest you listen to our episode 25,
Heartstopper.
Heartstopper. We talked about all of our first kisses there. And for this segment, I want to talk about the after story of the first kiss incident. So, what happened was everything happened on Friday, right? Now, after crying, I calmed myself down and then, I slept and my family came home and shit. Anyways, the next day was a Saturday. Now we have a practice again at school. So I have to go to school on a Saturday. And lo and behold, walang tao. Because my classmates are shit and I was so angry, but couldn't really do anything about that. So we couldn't really practice kasi kulang-kulang kami, wala yung ibang actors. So nag-props na lang kami. And while we were doing props, my friend and I were talking about the first kiss and I was panicking so hard. I was like, what do I do? What is happening? Blah blah blah. And then she was like trying to comfort me and stuff. Ironically enough, she was also in a real well, it's not really a relationship. We're in the same boat, like MU. Yung bullshit na MU na yon. With this guy who has like the worst personality and worst face in the entire universe, but it's not that I'm not gonna say who it is. She might know him. Anyway, so she's also in like the same boat, and funnily enough, like I think it was like a week later, she also had her first kiss. So it was funny. Anyways, we were talking about it, right? Now, my advisor was there. Oh wait, no. Yung first pala muna is another guy. He's actually he actually went to our college, so these two know this guy, but we're not really that close. He's closer to my friend that I was talking to. Parang more on since we have mutual friends, we hang out together because we have mutual friends, but it's not like we're close, let's say. He overheard our conversation and he was like, like, ano kayo? Ganyan. Chismoso kasi yung gagong yun. So, trinay niyang kumuha ng information and I was like, ay nako, wag ka makisabat dito, ganyan. But also, I was panicking a bit, so I was like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then he kind of tried to like comfort me. He's actually really nice to girls. He's just like annoying to men, but he was like actually comforting me and stuff. And then my advisor, our teacher, which by the way, disclaimer, he started teaching at our school like literally right after he graduated college. So I'm guessing he's like around 21 at the time. I remember us like knowing their age at the time. But when you're 14, when you're in high school, you feel like the 20s are like old. So like you feel like they're older than you. But now that I think about it, he's 21. It's like very young. Anyways, he I don't know why. He was like asking me, "Bakit ano bang problema? Bakit ba nasistress ka? Ganyan, ganyan. And since I was panicking so hard, I told my teacher about my first kiss. And he was like, imagine being 21, trying to comfort your 14-year-old student about the first kiss. He was actually really shocked about it. But then they were like, why are you panicking so much? And I think I understand their confusion because like my ex is very well known. He's like one of the popular guys at school. You know those popular guys that's like they're tall, they're I don't know. People say he's handsome, so I guess he is. Maybe I don't know. He's very talented. He's like very kind to everybody. He's like very saint like to like to our school. We're a Catholic school, so the descriptions. um, so they know him as like that guy, and so everybody was like very surprised that we actually did have our first kiss, and then he was telling me not to overthink too much about it, just don't do something that we'd regret. I guess that you'd expect that from a teacher to say that. And then he was asking me if I told my parents, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell my mom. Don't tell my mom. And he was like, I'm not gonna tell your mom. It's fine. Don't panic so much. And that was like the entire day. And then obviously since we finished practice, we went to my friend's house again. And then my ex, his class was also having practice, so we were texting and he was like, oh, do you want me to pick you up? I can drive you home. And then I was like, okay. And then he went. Oh, before pala, I forgot about this. My guy friend, which is my closest guy friend, like he's actually in Canada right now. Anyways, he's my closest guy friend and he was there. Parang tatlo na lang ata kami na nandun. Yung friend ko who owns the house, yung guy friend ko, and then me. And then we're still talking about the first kiss. For some reason, I don't know how long I was like talking about
It was a
this.
big deal for you.
Yeah, like this 2 second spec. um, and then I think he kind of like he was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And we weren't saying anything. And then he was like, nag-kiss ba kayo? Bakit ganyan yung itsura mo? And then we kind of like froze. He has this thing where he can guess immediately. So he was like laughing about it. And then when he realized that we were like frozen and then like sink in na he got it right, his smile kind of like disappeared. And he was like, nag-kiss kayo? Tapos sabi ko, oo. Tapos sabi niya, oh, ba't ka umiyak? Tapos sabi, well, I wasn't like crying, but like, alam mo yung parang, uy, nagkagay ka, parang gano'n. So that's why I was like, oh, ba't ka umiyak? Tapos sabi ko, hindi ko alam. Pero actually, umiyak ako kahapon. Sabi niya, umiyak ka kahapon. Tapos, sabi niya, kailan kayo nag-ano? Sabi ko, kahapon. Sabi niya, kahapon? Sabi niya, hindi ba? Magkakasama lang tayo kahapon. Kinento ko sa kanya. Tapos, medyo naano din siya sa akin. Sabi niya, so anong problema? Ganyan, ganyan. Sabi ko, hindi ko alam. Pupunta siya ngayon. Ano sabihin ko sa kanya? Anong gagawin ko? Ganon, ganon ako. Tapos sabi niya, wala kang gagawin. Kung ayaw mo, sabihin mo sa kanya. Sabi ko, hindi naman, hindi naman siguro. Ganyan, ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, wag mo masyadong problemahin. Nandyan na, nangyari na. Wag mo nang anuhin, ganyan, ganyan. Tapos, ayun na, dumating na yung ex ko. Tapos, yan, he brought me home. And then, we stopped at that same specific spot at the street. And then, he did it again. But this time, it's actually longer.
Let me guess, you cried longer too?
No, no, no. I didn't cry this time. He did it longer, and we had our eyes closed finally. Um,
Baka kaya ako umiyak kasi nakadilat yung mata niyo.
and then, um, I think he tried it again to like see my reaction to like a longer one. And then he was like asking me, how was it? I was like, I don't know. My brain was like, I don't know. What do you want me to say? It was like, oh, it's okay. Nagigiyas. Sabi niya, oh, that's good. Ganon, ganon. And then he brought me home. And then I got home. I kind of like was in shock for a bit because it was longer. So I was just like staring at nothing. But I didn't cry. So that was an achievement for me. And then after that, he just started kissing me again and again. And he even tried tongue at one point. Tongue was like so hard for me to like accept. um, and then it escalated, and that was my story. My ex. Be happy that I was. It was just funny that I told my teacher about it. I hope that he forgot about this entire thing. To my teacher, if you're listening right now, I hope you forgot everything that happened in high school. Thank
I
you.
thought you were going to say to my teacher, if you're listening right now, stop.
Actually, you know what? It's true. Please do not. Carpool tales.
Okay, so let's move on since talked about this for almost 20 minutes. Let's move to Tim himself and his awkward ass. What do you guys think of Tim?
Oh.
Bro
Roast is
needs
allowed.
he honestly, he I can't go through the movie. I mean, because I've watched About Time as well before we rewatched,
Mhm.
but I've only watched it once, and then I didn't rewatch it or anything. Every time I watch that fucking dude, bro, I feel like the
There's an
cringe
aura
is
to
real.
him, right?
The
There's a certain
cringe is
aura.
real.
I'm this is gonna sound mean, but I know for a fact in the movie, right, in the story, Tim is a good guy. Like
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
genuinely is. But I feel like if alam mo yun, like remove the time travel power and
Mhm.
he's just some dude that you see on the streets, you would think he's an incel with how he approached things. Because he got so overly obsessed with one girl.
The thing is though, right? Because I don't know if this is this is still part of like I think this is more of like the relationship itself. But like,
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, because it, diba you said remove the time traveling thing. I don't think he would get married anyways, because he's
Yeah.
only managed to get her attention because he lied so many times. Like he
Yeah, he
doesn't even
lied.
care
Mm-hmm.
about Kate Moss.
He had a trial and error chance,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, no, their
Uh
first meeting was the blind date. Literal
yeah,
blind date.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
they'd
yeah,
still meet.
they kind of did hit it off, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say, if you learn about him, he is pretty funny. I'd give him
Mm-mm.
that. He has a typical British humor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I think parang he got through life kasi he knew what's gonna happen and he took
Mm-hmm.
that advantage. But yeah, that kind of makes sense na he did still win Mary's attention with that blind date. So I
Yeah, but he was
guess
stupid.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he is stupid. Um but I like the relationship, but again, Tim is very cringy. I
Mhm.
can't, especially since the movie is seen through his eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my entire body was cringing like the entire movie, and it's like 2 hours, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, why are you making me go through this? Like, please stop being this. I mean, I am an awkward person myself, but this guy
Seeing
is,
other people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Ang unang thought ko whenever, well, di ba mention na he just turned 20? I was like, this man does not look 20. I'm so sorry.
It's
He
That's true
looks
obvious.
for
like,
a lot of white people though.
yeah.
It's obvious that he's an older actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I feel like American casters just don't know how to cast people when they claim to
Yeah.
be a certain age. Like remember yung ano yung musical ni Ben Platt? Ano yun? Dear Evan Hansen. He's
I
supposed to be
haven't
a high
watched.
schooler. I haven't watched it either, but like I've seen the trailers. He's supposed to be a high schooler, but he obviously looks like he's in his 30s.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Ah, dear Evan Hansen. Yeah,
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 Ben Platt,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he's supposed to be a high schooler, a teenager, but he looks like he still looks like he's 30. So, I mean, he's a great singer. I'm not talking about his singing, but like just the casting, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Kaya gustong gusto ko yung Heartstopper kasi the age was appropriate.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's
believable.
true.
Tim just looks like he's 40 and been through multiple divorce.
Exactly. Kaya it looks so ridiculous seeing him acting so stupid and
Mm-hmm.
cringy and as if he's like he doesn't have any experience. I mean, it's
Yeah.
fine if you're like old and don't have experience in relationships, but like I'm talking about the way Tim approaches things. It's so
Yeah.
childish. The
Mm-hmm.
way he like and immature the way he does things, but like he looks like he's already in his 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't fit. So it feels extra cringy.
Mhm. Meron pa yung I did not expect Margot Robbie to be here. Margot Robbie, right?
Yeah, you know what? I've mentioned this. I've watched this like years ago. I mean, anong year to lumabas?
Late 2000s?
Alam ko,
Oh, wait, 2013.
yeah, I watched this like parang bago-bago pa lang siya. I think it was only a year since it was released when I watched it.
Mhm.
So it was fairly early. And the only person that I know and remember from that movie was Rachel McAdams because like I know
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams from a lot of movies. And then we rewatched it, right? And then you see these like so many familiar actors and like, oh my god, they were there.
Before they were like big names.
Yeah, right? So it's like, oh my god, I've seen this actor before without even realizing that they were there.
Mm. And with Margot Robbie's character then, 'di ba, he tried to like go back to the first day of summer and you can tell that I forgot her name. Oh, do you guys remember her name?
No.
Actually,
No.
let's just call her Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot.
You can tell that Margot's character does not fancy him, regardless of what he does,
Yeah, that's true.
and
I'm
just
just
kept
Charlotte.
shocked.
needing him.
Charlotte, that's her name.
Oh,
Ah,
Charlotte.
Charlotte. It's just funny na parang he keeps trying. And I think that's also a good move from the movie's perspective then na they kind of showed that there are times where you going back in time will change things, but there are times where no matter what you do, it's not gonna work out. So you
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
just move on type of thing. It's nice to see like that different types of like decisions because that's true. In some parts, like
Mm-hmm.
we always think na, oh my god, I have to go back, I have to change that, I feel like my life is going to get better and stuff like that. But then if it did happen, there's a very big possibility that it still wouldn't work out. Like it will still end up the way that it ended up in the first time.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer to go to the future than the past.
That's true.
Right? Because it's more tangible.
Yeah.
Oh, after Tim moves out, and then he lives with this playwright that's just angry at the world, which is a mood.
Yeah.
the I have a comment about the play that he tried to save. I don't know what that play was about, but like it looked pretty boring.
That's so true. That is so true. It's like, I mean, I'm guessing it's like a law uh, type of thing. There's like justice and shit, but like the lines itself, like
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a nod to a Shakespearean play, but more boring, I guess.
More boring.
He's supposed to be like a really good playwright though. 'Di ba? They had
Yeah.
like the newspaper saying that he's the what was the line? Basta parang he was like the greatest thing ever and shit like that. But
Maybe we'll never get it because we're not British.
uh, you know what? Maybe it is a British thing.
Probably. From what I know, British people just have really questionable humor.
Oh my
So
god.
Mm.
Having to talk to a British guy every single day. I will tell you this now. I mean, I have understood their humor since I have been talking to a British guy 5 days a week for 1 year, almost 2 years now, I think.
Mhm.
So I have understood in a certain point, but there's still some times where I don't know if I should laugh or not.
Sometimes their humor is either awkward or unhinged.
Yeah, so it kind of depends, I guess, to their I think it's the execution that brings out the joke
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
with British humor. It's more of like the execution.
the delivery,
Yeah, the delivery.
probably the accent as well.
I think the delivery of the play did not work.
And I did not think it was worth it to save that play.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of worked out with that what's his name? Henry? Harry.
Harry.
Harry?
Yeah,
Yeah, him. I guess it kind of worked out for him because like he became like a really good player, right? Or like a
From that one
famous,
boring play.
yeah.
Uh, if he hadn't saved that play, he wouldn't have to go through the freaking Kate Moss exhibit. That's just torturous.
But then
I
he have to live with a drunk guy. I mean, he's already a drunk guy in the first place, but like a depressed drunk guy.
that's always angry at him for
Uh,
no reason.
yeah,
Uh, well, I guess it works out.
yeah.
But like the Kate Moss exhibit is just something else. I commend him for his dedication. But that whole part, it was very long too, right?
I mean, he had Kit Kat with him.
Yeah, but like, damn, not every day Kit Kat was it with him.
Yeah, that's true. He had he had dedication, I
We'll give
guess.
him that.
Yeah. I think that's how he got the girl, I guess. But he's bordering on stalker-ish.
It's not bordering; it is
it is.
stalkerish.
It is stalking.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
honestly, kasi 'di ba Mary doesn't know anything,
yeah,
Yeah.
he never confessed. He never said
but
anything. Because
im-
supposedly the secret is supposed to be kept within the men in the family. Men, right? I know.
Yeah.
yeah, just men. But imagine if Mary finds out.
Oh, Mary would hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
And
think she
like,
would ever see it as romantic. Also, another thing then, the
yeah.
sex,
Oh my god.
right? Right?
Yeah.
When like when that scene happened, that's when I questioned it more. I'm like, is this legal?
He had multiple. I guess he could say that if he, I mean, he was a virgin right before Mary.
Yeah, because
He
he's too awkward to get a girl.
he he could definitely say that he lost his virginity. Was it 3 or 4 times?
I lost count, bro.
Yeah. I think they
he
only showed like 3 or 4, but there's probably more.
So
Mm.
I can say like technically he lost it 3 times because he keeps going back in time. So technically speaking, like I
He
know
goes
that
back to being a
virginity,
virgin.
yeah, like
Mm.
yeah, virginity is social construct, but like technically speaking, he kind of goes back into being a
Yeah.
virgin every
And
time. So
he's not being honest. I mean, it started with the Kate Moss thing. He's not being honest with himself.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Na he made it seem like he's this monster in bed,
Yeah,
right? When he isn't. He and like what the fuck is that stamina though?
I mean, I guess since he goes back in time,
The
his
energy
stamina
goes
goes
back.
by.
It refreshes the body.
Yeah.
He even ruined a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, like, he they did. Wow, what was that?
Calm
they
down.
My brain was like moving like speed, while my tongue was like, wait, wait, wait.
Para,
uh,
para.
what was I saying? I mean, they did have like a really good relationship. He did have a good relationship with Mary, and
Mm-hmm.
they did click with each other.
Yeah.
But what if that other guy was actually better for Mary,
Yeah.
right? He's a bit weird. I'm gonna say that,
He is.
and he kind of is a red flag.
Yeah.
His character,
The scarf makes him look like a douchebag.
and even the fact that the parang he when he met him at the party, he kind of is already acting like a douchebag. So
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that he is better for Mary. But just in case, like it's a different person, it's a better person. Like
Mm-hmm.
what if he was actually better for Mary and Tim just ruined that just for his own
Yeah.
satisfaction?
Yeah.
He does use his power selfishly
Mm.
all
I'm
throughout.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like anybody who would get that type of power would do it selfishly,
Mm-hmm.
would definitely use it selfishly.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just funny now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, his father used his power. I mean, obviously he's gonna use it when he was younger for like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of selfish things as well. But like right now, right, he's just using it to read more books,
Yeah.
which is such a big mood, to be honest.
But like he's also doing that because he knows he's gonna die.
Mm.
Yeah, you would want to read as many books as you would want to.
Wait, so if he keeps going back to read more books, he never dies.
Yeah. But no one ever moves on.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
It's
damn.
actually very confusing. Like,
Mm.
I know that they said that, right? Na if parang you can't go back in time if like may nabuhay and like birth and shit.
Mm-mm.
But like if you keep going back in time before like what he did with diba his dad that keeps going back to like talk to him and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
is anybody really dead?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the main problem with time travel plots.
Mm,
I've seen a couple. Well, I think I've seen a lot, but I just don't remember all of them. Pero ang common theme nila is there's a paradox talaga with time travel. So, yeah. It's inevitable that you get plot holes with time travel plots. Methinks.
I
Because if you think
guess,
about it, right?
yeah.
Some like a lot of the time, if your parent dies, the biggest thing there is that if you need help, you can't go to your parent anymore.
Mm-mm.
At
Mm,
least that's the truth for like the people with healthy relationships with their parents,
mm,
right? So if you think about it, if you have this power of going back in time, if your parent is dead and you need to ask them something, you can just go back and then
Yeah.
ask, "Hey, Dad, in this future, this is happening. What do I do?" "Oh, this is what you do," and then you go back and then you do that, and then in the future, when you're like old and graying, something is happening. You just go back to like 50 years back and
Yeah.
ask your parent, right? So like, are they really dead? That's true.
Mm.
and what if, just like me specifically, I will never have a child, so I can just go back and like, I mean, obviously my sister would probably have a baby someday, but you know, just for the sake of argument, I could just go back in time again and again, right? But I wouldn't care about anything because I don't have a child. Nothing's gonna change.
Mm.
I could just
That's
go
true.
back
There's no
and
risk.
yeah, there's no risks. So, how do you even consider someone to be dead?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if I was the
You
person like,
can you can read all the books in the manga if you want.
honestly, if I was the person who will die and I know someone who's like traveling back in time and they keep traveling back in time to like make me alive, be pissed. Like I've
How
waited.
dare you?
Yeah, right? I've waited so long to die. Why are you keep coming back. Like let me rest. Let me die in peace.
Okay, anything to add with Tim?
Nah.
Nah.
He's
Okay.
without the time travel, I feel like he's just a boring person to talk about.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I
And
mean, he's
again, he's just gonna
normal.
be. He's just. No, I don't think he will be normal. I think he's an incel.
No, no, I mean, I think he's normal. Like he has humor in him, but like
Oh,
as a
yeah.
character, I don't think
Yeah.
there's
He's not that
anything.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything to talk about
Yeah.
with this character except for the fact that he time travels.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's skip some things since we already talked about, well, we already started talking about Mary. So let's skip muna. Tim and Mary's love story and their marriage. Since we already started talking about their love
Built
story.
on lies.
Yeah.
They
All
are built
lies.
on lies, but I do like their relationship now. I mean, they
Yeah. Like
started with
them
lies,
to
but I
them
like,
together is nice.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, right, they started with a lie. But I feel like if kunyari, they did like their first meeting was like a blind date, like the blind date and stuff. And then he gets to know like Kate Moss by talking about it with her and stuff, like the getting to know stage. Honestly, I do like the relationship. It's very comforting. I feel like it's natural as well, except for the fact that he trial and errors and shit.
Yeah.
Pero I think it's yung parang their chemistry is natural.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Yes.
the same humor, and parang the part where they had that the montage of them going on dates and like their relationships building up and stuff. I think it feels very comforting for me.
Mm-hmm.
Tim is an awkward person, but Mary is also an awkward person. So I
She's a
think,
nerd.
yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
click a lot actually.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's very natural. It feels very natural. Again, disregarding the fact that he keeps going back and forth with like the relationship. If you ignore that part, I feel like they are a good match, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And also, I love their wedding. Granted, it's
Yes.
chaotic, but it's such a nice wedding.
Yeah.
It feels
And I love her
very.
dress.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
I love her dress.
You know what I always say? If that's a big if I get married, I already have, which is really funny, but I already have like a wedding plan.
Like a vision.
You just
Yeah,
planned it
yeah,
because you
yeah,
like planning.
yeah, yeah, right. So I already have a vision for it. I have a an organized plan on what to do, what to wear, what's going to happen. I can tell it to you guys if you want.
Sure.
Why not? Habain
Okay.
natin to episode.
Okay, so let me inform the viewers as well. No one steals my idea because there might still be a chance for me to get married.
We're not
You,
closing the door totally.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
we're
only
not crossing it
reason
off.
why I like weddings or like marriage is because I like the idea of a couple ring and the the comforting side of marriage, but the relationship and the commitment is still a bit iffy for me, so that's why it's still a big if. Anyways, so if I get married, right, my dress would be purple, and I want my partner to be wearing purple as well. And yung veil would be like a very lightish purple. And then I actually don't want to have bridesmaids and groomsmen just because I don't want to choose who's going
Yeah,
to be
kasi
who.
people sometimes take it as, oh, you're the favorite. Parang ganon.
Mm,
And like I don't want to say I have a lot of friends, but I do have a lot of like groups.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So uh it's kind of hard work to like think of who's going to be who. So it's still a big if, because if my partner wants to have bridesmaids and shit, like I could do it, okay.
mm,
But if I do have one, I want them to wear the favorite color of my partner. Because my favorite color is
mm,
purple. So whatever whatever their favorite color, like let's say it's green, right? they're gonna wear something like with the shade of green. I want my mom, because I only have my mom, and then my partner's parents or whoever their guardian is or like their caretaker or whoever the fuck they want to, ano, they're gonna wear white, and all of the guests are wearing black.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then I'm going to have peonies for my flowers because that's my favorite flower. And then we do have a reception. I will change into pants or like trousers, I guess. We're both going to change, but it's still purple, like a shade of purple. I want
Mhm.
both of us to change, not just me. And I want to be wearing something comfortable because I want to be like
It's a
comfortable.
reception.
Yeah, I want to be
Yeah.
comfortable at the party. I don't want to like invite an entire city. I just want to invite like all of our closest, like actual people na parang whenever, parang we
People you
talk,
talk to
yeah, parang
and are
someone
close
na I
with.
can talk to, I have talked to for a year. Parang annually ko siyang nakakausap even if it's not every month.
Mm-hmm.
So parang kahit every year man lang
Basta
nakakausap ko siya.
someone you have a relationship with.
Yeah. And then I want to have this game. It's a really fun game. So it's like
Oh my God, pati game
yeah.
pinlano mo.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
take
Uh
note, take note. This bitch is not sure if they're gonna get married.
Ako nga
exactly.
ano lang, yung mga entourage lang yung pinlano ko. Pati
Ako,
yung anong
playlist lang,
suotin
pati
ang
damit.
guests.
Ako, playlist lang, pati damit. Yun na yun.
So yung game, para ano, para ready na kayo, di ba? I want the game to be like, who knows the bride or like the partner, because I don't know who's gonna be, parang who knows the bride better, parang ganun. So, for my side, it's gonna be two of my friends versus my partner, and then for my partner side, it's gonna be me versus two of their friends, parang ganun.
Mm.
Mm.
And then the winner, if the friends win, they win something. If we win, the friends will have a punishment. Parang ganon.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
I already planned the entire thing. So I'm not gonna
Hanggang
say
ending.
hindi ko na sabihin yung every single idea. Pero you kind of get the gist. I have already planned it. So when I saw About Time, kasi I mean I haven't like planned this for so long din naman. Pero when I was younger, I already know that my wedding dress would be purple.
I'm just
Mhm.
gonna put this out there.
Yeah.
I'm not, if I also get married, big
Yeah.
if, my dress is also gonna be purple. So I'm just letting you know, I'm not copying you. It's just because it's also my favorite color.
Yeah.
Naghiraman lang tayo. Tipid pa.
Here's the thing with me and Brie, right? We both like purple. We both like the moon. And we both like the number 7.
Yeah.
So, alam mo na.
So when I was younger, right, I've already like decided I was gonna wear purple for my wedding. But then
Mm-hmm.
I saw About Time and I saw this red wedding dress. I was like,
Oh,
oh my god, this is
so
so
pretty.
pretty. Exactly, we should have wedding dresses like this more. So that's my end of my wedding talk.
For me, I also want a red wedding dress and all the guests wear white.
Right?
Just seems so elegant.
Mm.
Mhm.
Madumihin din kasi siya, so I'd rather have someone else wear.
Kayo yung ma-hassle, hindi ako.
Oo, parang gano'n. Parang, kayo na yung mag-ingat. Ako, I'm just like, I'm just here vibing.
With me, I used to want a traditional wedding. That was what I
Mm.
wanted before, like white dress in a church and ganon.
Mm-mm.
As I grew older, I even designed the dress because when I was in grade school, I used to want to be a fashion designer. So I'm
Yeah.
really into like designing dresses, and I've designed like one of my prom dresses. So it's just like a background thing for me. So
Mhm.
I designed my wedding dress as well. At first, it was gonna be, alam mo yung ano, how do I explain this? Imagine, alam mo yung sa puno, yung twigs or yung tree branches, like the smaller parts.
Mm.
Imagine that as the bodice,
Ooh.
and then it crawls
Please.
down to up to my thigh, and then semi-transparent na yung the rest of the skirt.
Oh, kind of like Stephanie Sue's wedding dress.
Kinda, but it's more of like with like that detailing, and then
Mm.
it also crawls up to my, parang it's like an off-shoulder sleeve thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos semi see-through din yung sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I used to want. Now though, I don't have a specific design. I could still stick with that, but I also wanted it to be purple.
Mm.
I haven't thought about my guests because I haven't thought that far. I
For
also
a
haven't
game?
thought about the game, but I do have like a general idea on where I want it to be,
Mm.
or at least the vibe. I want it to be. I don't want the beach. I hate sand. I don't like sand in my feet. I don't like it. But alam mo yung parang foresty, like forest fairy type of vibe
Mm.
Mm.
na venue. Tapos I have a playlist din. Yun, that's how far I've thought about my,
Ako may
yeah.
invitation list.
Ay! Ay, may,
Siyempre nandito kayo, wag kayong mag-alala.
nako, magko-commit ako ng murder kapag hindi ako kasama.
Ay,
Hindi ka
wala
lang
ka
kasali,
dito.
hindi ako invited.
Ay, wala ka dito. Oh my God.
We're business
Pero,
partners.
yeah, we're business partners. Pero ano, napansin ko, walang non-immediate family unless I'm close to them. Pansin ko sa listahan ko.
Oh, you know what? Me too. Wala din ako
Oh,
like yung non-immediate family unless I'm talked to.
the guest list is still difficult for me. I've mentioned this
Mm,
to Kay before, right? Sure ako, my friends, like yung closest friends ko, they're gonna be invited. But in terms
yeah.
of like the family side, that's where I'm like, I don't know. That's like one of the things that pressure me with the idea of planning my wedding.
Mm,
Like I don't know who I'm gonna invite, and like the family side. And like here's the thing with Filipinos, right? Filipinos, they love inviting like yung buong barangay.
right?
Yeah.
Yun yung iniisip ko eh. Kasi yung nanay
Yeah.
ko napaka-friendly.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter kung hindi mo kilala. Basta kilala siya ng family mo, kailangan invited. Kahit
Yeah.
hindi mo ka-close, kahit it's like a really distant relative, tapos yung may kilala lang is yung lola mo, and then no one else, they have to be invited.
Yeah, I know.
Ganun yung Filipino wedding. Lagi siyang buong barangay. And I'm like, I want a small wedding. I just want a
Mm,
small wedding. And then maybe I'm gonna do something like Stephanie Sue, where she had
mm,
a small wedding, and then yun yung official, like yun yung like the true wedding. And then
mhm.
there's gonna, if I'm rich, there's gonna be a second one with like all the other guests. Maybe that's like the best
Reception
case.
lang.
Yeah, or like a mock wedding.
Mm,
Parang just to appease what I want and what my family wants. Siguro yun yung best case scenario. Na for the actual wedding, I want it to be private, just the people I want to be there,
mhm.
mostly my friends. And then I would probably keep it a secret. Alam mo yun? And then for my family, yun na yung parang mock wedding na lang. But it's gonna be
Mhm.
quick and then reception.
That's why I really
Parang
like
ganun.
my brother's wedding. Because
Why?
it's just people that are significant to them.
That's nice.
Medyo malaki pa rin siya
Mm-mm.
because they wanted the guests to be under 30 people. Pero kasi nilista nila lahat ng significant people. Uh,
Oh.
it went to 50 and they're like,
Shit.
okay.
That's too many people. Like at most, probably for me, it's gonna be 20. That's already a lot for me.
mm. Well, madaming kaibigan yung kabilang side. So,
Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. Like with like Filipino families, it's like kaibigan ng kaibigan ko kailangan invited.
oh no, close talaga
Okay.
ng
No, no, no.
sister-in-law ko.
I mean like yung commonly in like Filipino
Ah,
weddings.
anyways, napunta na tayo sa wedding kasi ang ganda ng wedding nung dalawa. The one thing that bothered me during their marriage was the insurance baby.
Insurance
You
Ha,
guys
baby?
remember that?
the third child.
Yeah, the third child and then called it the insurance baby. That bothered me a lot.
I
It's
don't
like,
remember that.
what do you mean?
I think in my opinion, I think the only reason why she brought it up that way is to kind of not force pero para mag-yes si Tim. Parang, okay,
Mm,
here are the benefits of having a third child, ganun ganon. Pero I think she just genuinely wants to have
wanted. Yeah.
another child. Pero kasi Tim was like very hesitant about it. So she was like, okay, but if we have a third child, ganto, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. But the terms lang na ginamit niya is probably a bit questionable.
Yeah.
Pero I think she just genuinely wants to have a child.
Legit, when I heard insurance baby, third child insurance baby, I'm like, shit, am I an insurance baby? Because if you think about it, I have an age gap with my brother. So technically,
That's
I may
true.
be an insurance baby.
Is it an insurance baby or an accident baby?
Oh no, I'm the only one that's planned. I'm
Oh,
sure
okay.
about that. Because they wanted a girl.
With us, with my family, the only reason tatlo kami magkakapatid is my dad wanted a boy.
Oh, parang opposite sa amin.
Yeah. Pero I'm still planned. Like we're all planned. It's just the gender is not planned, obviously. Like when I was conceived, right? My dad wanted a boy, but I was a girl. But it's fine. My dad isn't like one of those alam mo yun, toxic fathers na kapag babae yung anak nanununtok ng pader. Have you seen those?
Mm.
Like gender
Yung
reveal?
adamant na kailangan first child is a
Oo.
boy.
Oo.
Mm.
Tapos yung nagwawala kasi babae. Ganun. My
Mm-mm.
dad wasn't like that. Pero he still wanted a boy. Tapos yung second child, sabi niya, sige, mag-bibi pa tayo. Gusto ko lalaki naman. Parang ganun. Babae pa rin. So, tapos nung third daw, nung nabuntis na naman yung nanay ko, nagsimba na yung tatay ko. Tapos pinagdasal, sana po
Pinagdasal na.
lalaki. Sana po lalaki. nung nag-gender, nung chinek na lang yung gender, lalaki na. So sabi niya, okay, ito na yung last. Tapos na tayo
Third
dito.
time's the charm.
Yeah. Ito na yung last. Tapos
I
when my brother was born, they stopped. I'm like, that's it. Yun na yan. That's it. I even found a condom in the bedroom.
What the
I'm
fuck?
not I'm not kidding. I found it's not the condom itself, but like the pamphlet.
Mm.
My parents doesn't know this, but I found a condom pamphlet. And I'm like, oh shit, I am not supposed to see this.
I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. I have a feeling we haven't talked about this at
Mm-hmm.
all because it's a very sensitive topic. But I have a feeling that both of us were accidents.
Who?
My sister and I.
Oh, 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 okay.
My sister's definitely an accident because my parents
Well,
are
my
teenage
brothers,
pregnancy.
my brother, my eldest brother is definitely an accident.
Because teenage pregnancy.
Yes.
But I feel like I was also an accident just because I mean they're married at this point, right? But my dad was like going to I don't want to say like the specific one, but the military, a part of the military
Mm-hmm.
in a certain country.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling I was an accident because the entire time that my mom was pregnant and she gave birth to me, my dad wasn't there because he was in a different country serving the military.
Mm-hmm.
So I doubt that you'd like want to have a child when you know that you're going to like not be there, right? Or maybe it's just him. I don't know. I never asked my mom because
It's too sensitive.
she's definitely going to say na anong accident? Walang accident. You know my mom. She doesn't like it
I hear
when
it.
yeah, right? She doesn't like it when you say something na would insinuate that she doesn't want us type of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So she'd
Yeah.
probably be like, "No, you're not an accident even if we were."
Speed
Bumps.
Welcome to a speed bump segment This is a continuation of the high school crush saga, finally. So, um, this time it's about prom.
Yay!
The chaotic prom.
A
I was,
teenager's dream.
mm-hmm. Was it really? Anyways, I came in a blue dress. So, yung dress ko, yung kulay niya is actually my persona color.
Oh,
Exact color. I was wearing that color for my
you
prom dress.
manifested your persona.
I guess so. Anyways, irrelevant. So prom was happening. I was in third year, junior in high school. My crush is a senior, and then I wasn't hoping for anything. Actually, I was. Maybe I was hoping he'd dance me at prom. Kasama ko yung best friend ko. Magkatabi kami sa table. And may crush din siya in one of the seniors. The senior that I hated so much. And naging partner ko sa cotillion nung prom na yon. That's why my hatred for him grew. Kasi he was a really shitty partner. And I keep questioning my best friend's taste in men. Even to this day. Anyways, we were just sitting there. I was typing on my phone, like logging my thoughts because you know what? I'm a teenager. I log my thoughts. Even to this day, I still log my thoughts.
That's how you get segments.
Yes, be thankful. Anyways, as I was like typing on my phone, I heard a voice behind me, and the voice said, "Andito ba si Kay?" Tas I recognized that voice, and everyone at the table was screaming. They were screaming, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then I looked behind me, and my crush is standing there with his hand extended to me. And he was like, sayo tayo? Tapos sabi ko, ha? Ha? And then he said, let's dance. Tapos sabi ko, oh, okay. I put my hand on his, and then he escorted me to the dance floor. Smack dab in the middle of the dance floor. Yes, it was my main character moment. This is the only main character moment I've had in what 25 years of living. This is the side story. Anyways, nasa middle kami ng dance floor, right in front of the teacher's table and the chairman of the school. And they know me because I'm an honor student. And they know the guy because he's also an honor student. And we're dancing. And they don't even know why we know each other. Except for the teachers because they know I have a crush on him. And then as we were dancing, syempre yung mga kabatch niya, tinatanong siya, uy, sino yan? And then I didn't even know that he knows my name, even though he just said it literally a few seconds ago. Tinanong siya, sino yan? Sabi niya, oh, it's Kay. Sabi ko, oh my God, he knows my name. Holy shit, oh my God, oh my God. And I was shaking. When I tell you I was shaking, it's like tremors all over my body. Tapos, di ba nga, alam mo yung usual na waltz na position, like hand on
Yeah.
hand, and then waist, tas naka sa shoulder.
Yeah.
Ganun kami. Tapos, kinuha niya yung kamay ko, nilagay niya yung kabilang kamay, sa shoulder niya. And then he put both his hands are on my waist. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, backless yung gown ko. I was panicking so much. I was trembling. Oh, by the way, I had allergies during prom. So, inatake ako ng allergies ko at that moment, but it's not severe. So I can still function. I wasn't going into shock, but I felt like I was in shock in that moment. Because like I can't breathe and I don't know why. Is it my allergy or is it because of him? Tapos sabi niya, nanginginig ka. Sabi ko, yeah, haha. It was so freaking awkward. By the way, I was 14. Yeah, I always have something happening, my allergies during any scenario of my love life.
Maybe you're allergic to guys.
Maybe. Anyways, we were dancing. He said, nanginig ka. I was like, yeah, haha. Tapos, we danced for one song, and I still remember what that song is. It was Jason Mraz, I Won't Give Up. And then after that one song, he was like, upo na tayo? Sabi ko, yeah. Tapos, hindi kami nag-usap. We weren't even looking at each other. My friends were taking photos. There's a photo out there na I was looking away because I was very shy, and he's just looking straight at me. I was like, what's happening? And then I sat down. The reason why I told everyone the song is because years later, I was talking to my ex-boyfriend. Take note, my ex-boyfriend went to the same high school and kabatch niya yung crush ko. I told him about this story, and he was like, wait, I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. Sabi ko, yeah. Sabi niya, I requested that song to the DJ that night. Sabi ko,
Oh my.
oh. Oh, wow, okay. Sabi niya, so you actually danced with him sa kantang yun? Sabi ko, yeah. Thank you for the theme song. You're welcome. So, hindi pa tapos doon. Nagpa-picture ako sa crush ko a few minutes after we danced, and he looked like he was in a bad mood, and I started crying after we took the picture. And yeah, that's my prom. Medyo nakakakilig. Hindi ko alam ba't ako umiyak. Dahil ba sinungitan niya ako? Who
Kahit na sinayaw
knows?
ka niya.
Kahit na sineo niya ako at alam niya yung pangalan ko.
Speed.
Bumps. Anyways, speaking of siblings,
Kit
Kit
let's
Kat.
talk about
Kat.
Kit Kat. I
I
do
feel
love
so
Kit Kat,
bad for her.
but I love Kit Kat, but she makes stupid decisions.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Honestly, I was going to like point out that their family is very lovely in a sense
Yeah.
na they're
They live in a
parang
mansion.
no, not that part. Pero just like the feeling of they're an actual family, but
Mm,
they
yeah.
just genuinely care for each other. And I know that's a bare minimum of what a family is, but
But like we don't have that benchmark.
it's very rare to see that, especially in media as well. Because like in media,
Mm-hmm.
they like to make you suffer, right? So like a lot, most of the time, the family dynamics of the main characters would be shit.
Or
Mm-hmm.
questionable.
Yeah. So it's nice to see like just a genuine family that just loves each other, and they even have like a tradition with each other, like the
Yeah, I
watching and
know.
stuff. I feel like it's something that a lot of people want to have, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes they take it for granted as well.
So transitioning that to Kit Kat, as Leela said, I feel bad for her as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's she's a bit weird, but she's the
She's
type
the
of
ano.
friend.
I feel like she's the manic pixie dream girl in
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this movie.
she's that type of friend that I would want to have. I feel like we're just gonna have
Yeah.
fun with each other.
Yeah.
Pero she makes a lot of bad decisions, which is it's understandable. It's always like if the oldest child is has their shit together, the youngest would definitely be
Rebellious.
rebellious. But if the oldest child is like confused with life, the youngest child would definitely be the one.
The put together one.
Yeah, so parang there's always gonna be that sibling that doesn't have their shit together.
An insurance baby.
Yeah.
Though I do appreciate Tim using his power to make Kit Kat's life better. It just so happens that it affected his life, which again, testament to how selfish he is. He just couldn't take having a boy as a child.
Mhm.
And I get it.
No, I think it's not the fact that
Nawala,
it's
yeah.
sorry.
It's the fact that it's a different baby.
Yeah, yeah. He's already emotionally attached to his actual like first baby.
Mm,
So now if the gender changes, obviously the DNA sequences is also gonna change, right?
yeah,
So it's a different person.
But you know what? It would have been better if he just realized or like noticed beforehand how Kit Kat's like
yeah.
being parang kung gaano na ka
Lala.
lala
I
yung
think
laglag niya sa life, and
he
they
got tunnel visioned with his selfishness.
Mm,
he could have seen it earlier before the baby, and maayos pa yung life ni Kit Kat beforehand.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
but
he
as
already knows that
usual,
the boyfriend is a shithead, but
yeah,
they just let it happen. Na yung
like
on and off
as
sila, di ba?
usual, people only a lot of people only do something if it's like almost too late.
Mm,
Mm.
Like Kit Kat nearly died. That's when he realized what's happening, or like he fully internalized what's happening.
yeah. But I'm glad that Kit Kat got her life together by the end. She
Yeah,
got her happy ending, so I'm happy.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the brother's best friend trope.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's
And
just
the best friend
funny.
is weird, but I guess he's good for Kit
It
Kat.
works.
It's just funny na after Kit Kat realizes how bad her boyfriend is, she immediately like quote unquote fell in love with the best friend.
I don't think she fell in love agad with the best friend. Nung ano na ha, nung parang she's getting her life together. I
Yeah.
think nagkaroon lang siya ng ganong moment nung go back in time sila, inayos niya yung life niya, and then when she gets back into the present life, she immediately felt the falling in
Uh
love part kasi she's supposed to be in love with the guy already that
she's
time.
already lived it.
Oo,
Pero
parang she's already in
nag-skip
the
lang siya.
relationship.
Finas
Oo.
forward niya.
So parang
Mm.
naramdaman niya siya in the instant. Pero during the time where it didn't work, so he had to go back and stay as is the present. Nung time nandun sa hospital, parang si Tim yung ano sa kanya na parang I think this guy yung my best friend likes you ganyan ganyan. I forgot the name of the best friend. I'm so sorry. Tapos she kind of parang dun lang siya nagkaroon ng consideration na really I forgot his name. Your best friend, gano'n. Sabi
It's
niya, "Yeah,
Jay.
Jay." Right, "You're Jay." Gumanon siya, 'di ba? Tapos sabi niya, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
Gano'n-gano'n si Tim, 'di ba? And then she was like, "Oh, okay." Kasi parang, Tim kind of like hinted na he likes Kit Kat. So, Kit Kat had like that, "Oh, he likes me? Okay, maybe I should try it out." Parang gano'n. And then
Mm-hmm.
they started dating, and then parang dun lang nagkaroon ng openness na, okay, I think I could try to check if I would like this person, parang gano'n.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Anything to add with Kit Kat?
No.
I'm just very happy na she's very open with Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi most of the time, I think it's just the family, his family in general. Then most of the time, kasi you have a lot of like the dysfunctional family, or like the family doesn't like the girlfriend or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Parang there's no problems at all.
The in-law problem.
Yeah, parang they're just all happy with Mary, like the parents, even Kit Kat. Kit Kat's like, I feel like Kit Kat likes Mary more than her own brother.
Yeah.
And parang they're just all very happy with each other. It's just that yun nga, nagkaroon ng cancer yung dad. Yung parang, yung problems nila in the movie are, I don't want to say it's simple problems, pero it's simple compared to the ones that you always see in media. And it's
it
kind of
it
like,
doesn't stem from each other na
mm,
hindi nagko-cause ng trouble or ng problem para sa
mm,
iba, ganon.
yeah. So I feel like it's something na it's refreshing to see that type na it's just circumstances that are the problem and not the relationships itself. Ganun.
Mm. So, transitioning to his dad, I really loved Tim's dad.
Yeah.
Besides the
Their
uncle, I like Tim's dad.
their relationship, like Tim and his dad, it's just very healing.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yung closeness nila and yung openness nila
And they can always confide
in each
in
other.
each
Yeah.
other.
Again, it's a child's dream to have that type of family
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
dynamic. Nah, you're just open with your parents and your parents are open with you and everybody just loves each other.
Yeah, and there's no judgment
Mm.
attached to it.
And they're open in showing their love and care for each other. Parang
Yeah.
there's no awkwardness na, "Ah, I don't like to say it." Parang ganon. Parang they just,
Mm,
okay, this is how I feel for you. Parang ganon.
yeah. Naalala ko yung funeral and then the uncle's like, in your wedding, your dad said he loved me. Naiyak ako. Anyways.
Yung the scene where they went back in time to when Tim was a child.
Mm-hmm.
That was the scene that broke me.
Yeah, the whole dad dying part was just so emotional. It's
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
part.
Another scene that I could say was emotional for me was when the mom was like, "I can't live in a world without your father." Parang gumanon siya.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can see
Yeah.
like she's trying her best to like keep it together because
Yeah.
of her children, but
Yeah.
at the same time they're close enough na she's allowing herself to be vulnerable in front of them
Yeah.
and like be honest na, this is fucking killing me so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
much. Parang
I
ganon.
love how they portrayed grief
Yeah.
Mm,
in the film, especially with Tim and the way he moved on, like the way he got his closure.
mm,
Mm.
Now, with his dad dying, he also stopped using his powers.
mm,
Yeah.
Parang it ended there. Like my powers or my use of my powers started with my dad. I'm also gonna end it with my dad.
Mm-hmm. And the dad gave him really good advice. Na try to live an ordinary life.
Yeah.
Because it's more fun that way.
Yeah. Now it's not pre-planned.
Mm-hmm.
Alam mo yun, like let things happen as they happen.
And you
Mm-hmm.
learn from that as well. Because if you're like strictly planning every single movement in your life,
It's exhausting. That's gonna be
yeah,
Yeah.
so
it's exhausting.
exhausting.
And how would you know what's real or what's not anymore
Yeah.
if you try to like with Mary, right? If you tried to like force the relationship to happen, like throughout the entire relationship, would you really say that you guys are in love with each other? Parang
Yeah.
ganon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
So,
didn't fake certain parts of your personality, would you really say Mary is gonna fall as hard as she did?
mm.
Yeah.
So I'm glad na he didn't like push into the powers so much
Yeah.
with the relationship, so you could still see na they do really love each other. Again, questionable yung start ng relationship, pero throughout naman it was good. Pero
But
if he
like
like forced every single time na, okay, go back in time, change, go
yeah,
back in
yeah.
time, change, it's gonna be too artificial, no?
But like there
Mm-hmm.
are instances din naman in I mean, I can only think of one major instance. I can't remember the others. But there was this one instance where Tim did get creative and he did kind of just let things happen. It was Kit Kat's accident, right?
Mm.
At first, he tried to go back in time to stop the accident, but when they got to the place, the kid is different, and I'm like, I don't want that. I want my original kid. I want my little girl. So he went
Mm-hmm.
back, let the accident happen as it should have happened, and then just did the intervention after.
It's the realization that you can't always fix
Yeah,
things.
Mm,
and that it's gonna end up the exact same way
Mm-hmm.
mm,
because it won't. There will be certain things that will happen when you change things in the past that you will not like, no matter
Yeah.
how small it is. So I really like how they did that. Na Tim eventually just let things happen with Kit Kat and then hope
Mm-hmm.
for the best that she's alive and then did the intervention that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean he still did use his powers, but
He tried.
yeah, he tried.
I think that's like the second half of the film is the reason why I like this rom-com, cuz hindi yung romance part yung pinaka-focus ng film.
mm,
It's more about just trying to live your life the
Yeah.
best way you can.
Yeah.
So, any more thoughts?
I pointed this out to Kay while we were watching. Lila was doing her laundry.
As always.
uh, but
Saturday is my laundry day, okay?
I I mentioned this na when I first watched About Time, it felt very long.
Yeah,
And
same.
I was like, when is this finishing? Why are we seeing the entire life of this guy? But then we rewatched it together, and that was like the second time I watched it. So it's been years. I have grown up, and I actually appreciate it now. I appreciate the
Mhm.
movie now better. I feel like if you made me rate this movie when I was younger, when I first watched it, since I was
Mhm.
still in high school, I didn't really appreciate it as much. It felt very draggy
Mhm.
for me
Yeah.
at some parts.
Yeah.
Um, I'd probably rate it lower, but right now I feel like my rating's high. For this movie, I appreciate the themes, the storyline, the scenes, and it didn't feel very draggy for me the second time around. I
Mhm.
don't know if it's
Yeah.
because I know what's going to happen, or is
it
it's
never
because
it never felt draggy to me. I think the pacing was fine. But
yeah,
that's just me. I
I
like
think
those kinds of things.
ito yung sabi ko sa'yo, di ba? Maybe it's because we grew up and life
yeah,
just punched us down.
mm,
Na this kind of peaceful life is just it's nice.
Yeah.
yeah. I also feel the same way na I think it's also because we've grown up. I mean, we're technically in our mid 20s now.
Oh
Oh,
So
shit.
sh- no.
it's I feel
Stop.
like it feels different, it feels more raw
Yeah.
Yeah.
for us now than when we were younger and we watched this film. And it also makes sense that it's Artem's favorite movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can always trust Artem.
And I
uh,
mean Tim is also a lawyer, so
that was really funny when Artem's birthday. I think it was his birthday that they first mentioned about time,
yes.
isn't it? Or
Yes.
was it like his personal story? I don't remember.
It was
Artem
His
his
is
birthday.
birthday.
his
It was
birthday.
his birthday. I remember
Uh,
that because that was the only birthday event I did so far.
Okay. Uh Artem is from Tears of Themis. It's an otome game. Basically, it's his favorite movie. When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, are we talking about the same About Time?" And then
I got excited too.
he kind of like referenced a lot of like the scenes and stuff, and it was like, "Oh my god, it is the same About Time." I thought he was talking
They
about a
even
different
did
About
the
Time.
even they even did the hair thing, right? The hair scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like my hair?
And it's really funny because like
Just too
MC,
brown.
right? Her
Her hair
her
is brown.
her hair is
Yeah.
brown and her
She has
usual
bangs.
outfit is red, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Parang her what do you call that? Like her default outfit is red.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speed.
Speed.
Bumps. Hello. Welcome to another Speed Bumps. This time, I am not talking about my ex. I am talking about my job. So, again, if anyone has missed it in like previous episodes, I work as an educator in Canada. Not a teacher, but an educator. So, bahala na kayo manghula kung ano yun. And I was on duty sa isang kindergarten class. Doon ako na-place. So, we were outside and the kids were playing. So we had to stay out for like a good hour in the morning just to let the energy out. So by the time that the class is inside, they're more settled. And then there was this one student. Let's call him
John.
Max. Let's call him Max, right? So Max is a 5-year old at this time. He was a 5-year old kinder kid, and he's very cute, right? But he hates getting called like cute names, like pet names. And so there has been like two or three instances where Max called for me and said, "Miss L," because they call me Miss L. "Miss L, this student called me honey and I don't like it." And I'm like, "Okay, so use your words. Say, please don't call me honey. I do not like it, because like we're like training them for conflict resolution and stuff because they need to learn that, right? And then he turns to that student. He's like, "Please don't call me honey. I don't like it." And then the other student was like, "Okay, sorry." And then they go on. So that happened like two more times, right? This time it's a bit different. And it caught me off guard. So we were outside, right? And I was with my top priority student, yung kailangan ko talagang bantayan kasi they're like high, parang behavior is very high. And then Max is on the other side of the playground. And it's like it's a pretty big playground. And then he runs up to me and says, "Miss L, Miss L." Let's call this student
John.
Natalie. Natalie, it's a girl, Natalie.
John.
I keep saying John and you always
Yeah.
ignore it.
Because when you say John, whenever you say John, I was already saying another name and you say it at the same time.
Just call
Anyway.
one student John.
Okay. So Max approaches me and tells me that hala, nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. Natalia.
John.
The, yeah. Sige, John. That John called him babe. He was like, Miss L, John just called me babe. And so immediately, yung immediate thought ko is, hindi niya gusto kasi nga, yung first three instances that this happened, he didn't like it. Right? So I was like, okay, then use your words. Like, go to John, go to her and say, you didn't like it. And, and this kid turns to me, smiles, and says, but I do like it.
Ay, landi.
And then I was like, you do? You like it? He's like, yeah. And then he turns around and runs away. And as I look at his retreating figure, I say to the void, thanks for the information.
These kids have better love life than
Here's the
us.
thing. Here's the thing. Oh my God. He has a girlfriend in the same class. And it's not John.
The plot thickens.
And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? That girlfriend, she has two boyfriends. Max and a grade 1 kid.
Damn.
And
Sumasakit ang
Max,
ulo ko.
and Max, stay tuned for more. Charot lang. He has seven girls.
He has
He
a
has
girl
seven
group.
girls.
Girl group.
Tapos, yung bestie ni Max na love-hate relationship niya kasi they're like always together, but they're always fighting. He has a girlfriend with the same name as me. And so when I mentioned my name, I was like, yeah, my name's Lila. They're like, your name's Lila? There's Lila in K1. Like, there's Lila in this other class. She's my girlfriend.
Does
And
that count as
apparently,
our bet?
uh, yeah, but that's like one. That's like one person. But, but they were like, si Max yung talagang matindi. He was like, I'm gonna marry all of them.
That's a making of a cult.
So I guess John is now one of the girlfriends. And it's funny because during class you'd see the dynamic, because at first, right, it's Max and the girlfriend. So let's call the girlfriend Trixie, right? It's Max and Trixie. Sila yung laging magkatabi. Nung nangyari yung babe incident with this kid, makikita mo si John tumatabi na kay Max.
Oo.
Tapos si Trixie medyo napapahiwalay. Minsan silang tatlo magkakatabi. So there's a there's a thing going on here. And it's funny. Mas malakas pa yung love life ng kinder kids ko kaysa sa akin. My God. Seven yung girlfriend. Nako. Patay tayo. Anyway, that was it.
Speed.
Bumps.
Okay, so ratings.
For the plot, I gave it a 27 out of 30. I really like the usage of time travel here, even
Mhm.
though time travel plot lines are inherently fallible. There's gonna be plot holes in there.
Yeah.
I think that's just to be expected because time travel is like a paradox, right? It's really hard to comprehend something like that. But the way, how do I explain this? It's gonna jump into the execution as well. The way they used the time travel to give this kind of lesson
Mhm.
is really nice. Because usually with like time travel, you don't really get that profound, like that profound feeling to it. It's mostly
Yeah.
like just to drive the plot,
Yeah.
right? And then the execution, as I've said, it's like also 27 because I like the way they used the time travel aspect. I just don't really like the sex part. That's very questionable to me. Even yung parang yung like when he almost cheated with Charlotte
Mhm.
when they saw each other again. I remember I was like screaming, "You have a girlfriend! You have a girlfriend! You have a girlfriend! You have a girlfriend!" I kept saying that, and like, yeah. Anyway, for the cinematography, it's a 16 out of 20. It's an older movie, but I really like the vibe. I really like
Mhm.
the way they shot things, especially the wedding. I like the montage of their dating progress. I
Mhm.
think it's very nice. I think that's what helped to not make it feel draggy. Parang they didn't skip certain parts of their relationship, but they didn't go in depth to where it would feel like, oh, this is getting too slow. The acting is 13.5 out of 15. I just don't like the actors because of their ages. It doesn't fit that they're supposed to be young. But the way they embodied the characters, especially Tim, I think the way Tim's actor did the character is really great. He captured the awkwardness of it,
Mhm.
the inexperience, the eagerness of having someone in your life. Tapos, I really like the complexity of certain characters. Because
Mhm.
most of the time with rom-coms, a lot of the characters are going to be one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Especially like, I like how complex the characters are, especially the dad. The dad is my favorite character, I would say.
Same.
Yeah, like he's my number one. I know he's just a side character. He's like barely in the movie, but he's my number one. And then the soundtrack is 4.5 out of 5. I Yeah, I have nothing to say. I like the soundtrack. I like the songs. I like how the songs added to the vibe of the scenes.
Mhm.
So all in all, it's 88%.
Okay, so for my hold on. I was looking at another ratings. Our next recording. So for my plot and my execution, it's both 27. As mentioned a while ago, I have started to love the plot. It's I don't want to say it's wholesome because someone dies, but it feels very wholesome for me. The plot, as Lila mentioned, they used the time traveling good. They also used it to give out life lessons and like the lesson in this movie. And they, I think I mentioned this a while ago na they used parang there are times na it didn't work, but also sometimes it works. Parang it shows na it doesn't necessarily mean na if you go back in time, babago agad yung life mo and stuff like that. Parang there's
Time
still a
travel will not
possibility.
fix everything.
Yeah, there's a possibility that your life would go to shit if you
Mhm.
do that. Execution, it didn't feel draggy anymore. um the 2 hours feels it
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 felt like an hour.
it yeah, it sounds long, but it didn't feel long, I'd say. Cinematography is an 18. I like the way that they shot scenes. I think it's very fitting to the movie that they wanted to tell, like the story that they wanted to tell. The acting I give a 13.5, even though they are old for their
Mhm.
characters. I think they all, as Lila mentioned, they've embodied their characters. I am convinced that they are that character, parang that they are that person that they're
Mm-hmm.
portraying, and it feels very natural. Like all of them felt very natural. The chemistry was really good between Mary and Tim, Tim and his family, Mary with his family. Parang everybody had a really good vibe going on, and the
Mm-hmm.
chemistry was nice. Even with that friend of Tim, the lawyer friend, I think
Rory.
Laurie,
Rory.
Rory, Rory, I feel like he had a good chemistry with them as well. So overall, I'm very satisfied with the actors. Soundtrack, I gave a perfect score. I do love the soundtrack of About Time, even though there are times that I do not remember what the soundtrack is. But when I
Mm-hmm.
listen to it again or like watch the movie and then like hear the songs, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, those are really good songs." And then we rewatched it again, and I felt the same way. And so I gave it a perfect score. All in all, I'm giving it a 90.5%.
So, for me, mababa yung plot ko. Though not by a lot. It's 26% out of 30. It's an interesting plot, great life lessons as you guys mentioned, pero I always have a problem with the plot holes in time travel. It's just always gonna be there. Execution, I give it 27 out of 30. They did really well with this film. They showed the significance of butterfly effects and the reason why I gave it a much higher, like not much higher, but like a 1% higher than the plot is because the same thing with Breen, it didn't feel draggy anymore. I remember watching this for the first time. It's just playing on TV because I was out of things to watch. Remember, you know when you just open the TV and then wala kang mapanood kahit ilang beses ka mag-change ng channel.
I
And
haven't
this was
watched the
playing in
TV.
HBO, I think.
I haven't
I was
watched the
like,
TV in like 7 years.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched in 10 years. So,
I haven't watched in so many years because our cat broke our TV.
anyways, yeah, that's what happened to me. And then I came across this film on HBO and I'm like, okay, let's watch it. It seems interesting. And I really loved it. I can still see why this might be boring for other people because, if you don't, life hasn't beaten you down yet. I can see why this is draggy. Cinematography, 18% out of 20. I just love the color grading of this movie, especially the wedding. The wedding is just too beautiful. And then acting, I give it 13 out of 15. I love Rachel McAdams. She's iconic.
Yeah, she's a really good actor.
Yeah. I feel like she has chemistry with almost everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Dom Hall, Tim also did well, and the dad. I want to hang out with that character. He made me want to hang out with an old person.
Kind
What?
of
um,
want to nominate Rachel McAdams now.
nanonood ko. Yeah, most of the score for acting is just the main actors and the dad for me. And then soundtrack, perfect as well. Five out of five. Whenever I hear How Long Will I Love You, I just get transported somewhere. I don't know where, but I like it there. So overall, my score is 89%. So 89.2 ang ating collective score, which is malapit lang sa score ko, so I'm very satisfied.
May point 2 lang.
May point 2 lang. So, bonus na yung point 2.
Sa'kin galing ata yung point 2 kasi may point 5 ako.
So, that was our discussion for About Time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That being said,
Side?
Track.
thank you for listening and remember that life is a mixed bag. We can't always fix things.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.